Hello everyone, and welcome to my craft room for day number 6 in my 12 Christmas projects in 12 days challenge that I made for myself, and I'm sort of enjoying. I'm not quite sure whether I'm enjoying it or not. The pressure is definitely on to produce projects every night for nearly 2 weeks anyway. I'm going to cheat a little bit tonight. I hope everyone can hear me. I don't know whether anyone's on. Oh, hi Susan. Yes, so I'm going to cheat a little bit tonight as well, given that December in my family is not just Christmas but also a couple of fairly major birthdays. My dear old dad turned 70, I never remember, turned 78 this year, so I have bought him some tickets to an event which I'm going to give him for his birthday. They're also sort of combined Christmas birthday because his birthday is on the 28th of December. Poor old thing, never quite manages to get a Christmas on his own. He always has to share it with his own birthday. Anyway, so yes, I bought him some tickets to an event, so I'm going to make a little wallet to actually put those tickets in just for something a little bit special. So basically I'll start with a piece of, this is garden green cardstock, and it is 9 inches long and 8 inches wide. So the best part of a full A4 sheet. So what I'm then do is score it, and I've got the score lines written down here, so bear with me as I read them. On the long edge, you score it, which is the 9-inch edge, you score at 3 1/4. I will put these measurements in my blog, in the comments, so stay with me. So 3 1/4 and 3 1/2. So you'll see where I'm going with this eventually, hopefully. So 3 1/2. Then at 6 3/4. Hang on, have I done that right? 6 3/4 and at 7. Yep, that's right. Okay, so we've got, what did I say? 3 1/4, 3 1/2, 6 3/4 and 7. Then you flip it 90 degrees and you score very close to the edge. So you're scoring at 1/4 of an inch, and then at 1/2 an inch, and then you flip it around and you do the same. So 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 an inch. Okay, so you've got 2 scores up the side there on either end, a set of scores here and a set of scores there. As I say, I will put all these scores in the comments. Then what you do is you start at this end here, where the narrow, where there's more narrow between the score and the edge. That's going to be the flap that folds over. So we're basically going to cut on that middle score line right down to this second lot down here. I'll just do it and then you guys will see what I'm doing. So I'm basically at the 1/2 inch score mark. You're taking your cutting. I think my blade needs replacing. I might just cut that with scissors. Bear with me, I'll move the cutter out of the way. I'll cut it with scissors. So we're cutting from the smaller score in the central one all the way down past the first lots of scores. You can get your scissors in there. Past the first lots of scores and down to the first one of the second lot. I might actually put this on a template, take a picture of it and put it in the comments as well. So you basically then nip that entirely off there, and then you also cut this little tag here all the way. Okay, so you've got that sort of set up, and then you just take the first score just take it off. So you've got a little sort of, it looks like a little step. So you're going all the way down there, step out, but that's actually a little tag. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to do that again on the other side. So on the inside score line, all the way down, past the first lot of scores to the next lot of scores. Take that entire section out, like that. If you cut it properly. And then form that little sort of step that we were talking about. So taking it all the way there, and then take out that little segment there. Okay, so again we've got a little step look at that, and then but that is loose. Okay, so now we will score and flatten and score all our score lines. If I can find my bone folder. I tell you what, this craft room is getting messier and messier with my 12-day challenge. Can't find anything at the moment. Anyway, I'll just score them with my hands. So we're scoring them, even though be careful with the ones that are really close together, because they will be a little bit difficult to do, but you score them all. You've got birthdays this month as well, Judy. Yes, I don't know how managed to score that sort of thing. I feel sorry, especially for my dad. He basically, yes, had to share. Got the one present for Christmas and birthdays for as long as I've known him. But anyway, I suppose he got used to it. Okay, so I've scored those up, and I will score these middle ones as well. Right there. And I think you can probably see now I've folded everything, how this is all going to come together. So we've got the scores in there like that. You've got your little tags that you cut here down at the bottom, so that sort of forms the base of our little envelope. You've got these ones that curl in and around. You've got this one that comes up and over, so that's sort of like our envelope front there. So that's basically how this thing fits together. There we go. So what then I'm going to do is use my corner rounder just on these front two, which are going to be our sort of envelope fronts. So I'll just round off those corners like that. My trim is a bit rough there. Okay, so we've got a nice round edge there, and we can start gluing these or sticking these edges down. Yes, Dad gets separate prezzies, but they sort of tend to be half the value. So he sort of does miss out somehow. Poor guy. Anyway, this year hopefully he'll be happy, because I have actually given him quite a good birthday present. We're actually going, my husband and I are going on a cruise with my mum and dad. We've been wanting to go on holidays with them for probably a decade. It's never quite managed to work out. So this year, or next year, in 2020, we're going on a cruise with them. Mum's always wanted to do a cruise, and I think they've reached the point where they think, well, there's never a good time, and since they're in their late 70s, we've decided to do it. So yeah, so we're going on a cruise. We're going to New Zealand. It was a nice safe choice for Mum and Dad, because they hadn't been overseas very much, or at all. Going to New Zealand, and yeah, so that'll be really nice. So I've bought them some tickets for Dad's birthday. I've bought them tickets to the thermal parks in Rotorua. Anyway, so that's what's going to go in here. Hopefully he's not watching, because I've just ruined the surprise. Anyway, so I've popped some, as you probably watched, I've put some double-sided tape down those little inside flaps there. And this is as far as I've got making one of these, so this is going to be interesting because I'm now winging it. Anyway, so we're going to just gently push that down on that edge. And then we'll do the same on this side lining it up with the edges up together and just gently press it down. Okay, so we've got, it's sort of a very skinny box in a way, isn't it? It's a very skinny box that basically has a sort of envelope cover there. Okay, so I think what these tickets will fit perfectly in there, which will be good. Okay, so I'm going to decorate this one with a designer series paper that is going to be released to customers on the 3rd of January. It's actually part of our mini catalogue, which we all used to call the Occasions catalogue, but it's part of the mini catalogue. And Dad is a mad keen golfer, as well as everything else. So when I saw the paper from the new Country Club designer series paper with these wonderful golf balls and tees, I thought that's perfect. That's perfect for Dad. So I'm going to pop that onto his little envelope here. So I've got this small one here, and I'll tell you the dimensions of this piece of paper. This designer series paper here is 6 3/4 by 1 3/4, and I've used my corner rounder to round that off as well, just to match the edges of my little envelope there. So I'm just going to pop that on. So you can see it's got some lovely greens, there's yellows and reds. I think it's real red, and I can't remember what the yellow is. Might be crushed curry, garden green, night of navy. So there's a nice plaid night of navies as well there as well. So it's a nice paper. So I'll just add that to the front panel. Nice paper for our golfing fans out there who often don't get very good. It's very hard to do masculine cards sometimes, I think. But this particular catalogue, the new mini catalogue, has lots of lovely designs for the men of our lives, who shouldn't miss out, should they? Then I've got a second piece of the same paper, and I'm going to put it on that inside panel there, and I've also rounded that off. So that is also 6 3/4 long, and it's exactly 3 wide, so it fits pretty much perfectly in there. So I'll stick that down as well. And then all I have to do is basically decorate it a little bit with some, I haven't got the stamp set or the bundle yet, but it has a really nice, and if you've got a catalogue, have a look. It's got a really nice sort of golf design, golf balls, tees, a golfer that you can, you can use or colour in, or just leave black and white. So that's really good. So I'm going to be getting that one because I reckon I'll use that quite a lot when the time comes. So there we go. So basically we've got, as I said, very skinny box that's been decorated with our beautiful golf balls, which Dad will love. So then I need some way of keeping it closed, and if you guys watched my video not last night, the night before, I was using up some unwanted calendar magnetic calendars that we get this time of year from real estate agents and things like that. So I've cut myself 2 little pieces of a calendar that we didn't really need, and the black bits stick together quite well. So all we need to do is attach one on the top and one on the bottom, and our little a little money envelope is going to stick together quite well, so that it doesn't fly open. So we'll do that. I'll do that first. I'll get some more double-sided tape and pop that on the back of our little bits of magnet. So these, I think they're about 1 inch long and 1/2 inch wide. I think that's probably all I need for this one. So just drop a little piece of double-sided tape on the back of that part, and a little piece on the back of that one. A bit long, I think. Trim it off. Yep. A little bit long. Oh, I've put it on the wrong side. Ah! On the back means the non-black side. So just like that. And I'll rip off the backing of our tear and tape and position stick the other one on the back. So I've got one sticky side there. I'll position that where I want it on the top flat, so right there, nice and central, and on as straight as I can. So that's the top one now stuck. Then I will remove the paper from the bottom one and then just position it where I want it, and the two will be stuck to their relative positions. So that closes and stays closed quite nicely. So I think I'm going to use up all these magnets. So we probably won't have a calendar next year because I will have used all the magnets for crafting. But hey, I can think of worse ways to go. So what I thought I'd do is also decorate this little front bit here. And I did cut myself some dies. Where did I put those? Some die cuts. Yeah, so I've got a layered oval there. So that's the what would you call it? The lumpy oval is in the garden green, and I've got the plain oval in whisper white. So they're going to sit on like that. And I thought for this one I would put the sentiment. I would use the sentiment from the Sip Sip Hooray. I will use this one. Hope your big day is just one happy hour after another. So probably, I don't know, like many men who play golf on a regular basis, I think Dad enjoys the 19th hole or the drink with his mates afterwards just as much as the golf itself. So I thought that having a happy hour at the end of the day would be a good wish to a good thing to wish him. So I will use that one. I'll just block it, put it on a block. I'll just use some black. I think the black will be okay. Onto the white one. I did measure these up beforehand. I hope they fit. They did fit before. Bear with me. Just ink that up. Position it on our little one. If you might be able to see the top of my head, I apologise. There we go. Oh, good, Susan. You gave the magnets a bit of a chance. Yeah, a bit of a go. Yeah, I thought they worked, and they're not too grippy. Like they're not like the magnets of our Stamparatus that you basically couldn't pry them apart at all. They're just sort of a nice gentle grip, which is good. It's all you want. I mean, it's paper and cardboard after all. It's not the crown jewels or anything that needs to be protected that much. And we're actually, what do they call it? Not recycling, we're reusing, which is good. It's got to be good for the environment. Well, that's what I tell myself anyway. Okay, so I've got my Hope Your Big Day is Just One Happy Hour After Another on there. So as I say, that's from the Sip Sip Hooray stamp set. And there, and I thought I would just add that just to the front there, just like a little seal or a little tag just there, so it looks like it's yeah, it's just on the opening of that flap there. So I'll just put some glue onto the top half. Don't want it on the bottom half. It's going to sort of swing free, and just line that up and central. There we are. There we go. You could do a belly band as well, if people have seen those. Sometimes for gate cards people do belly bands, so you could do a belly band that slips on and off, which would work just as well. Maybe for if you're doing one for a more feminine one, that would work really well as well. Okay, so there we are. That's my little actually it's on Pinterest as a money wallet, but to me it's going to have some tickets, as I say, some tickets to the thermal parks in Rotorua for my dear old dad. Yeah, so what I might do is actually, if I had some white, got some white cardstock, I might actually put a panel of white cardstock on the back, and then I can actually write on that. Oh dear, this room is a mess. Oh, here we go. How big's... Oh, look at that. Don't you love it when you find a piece of cardstock that's exactly the right size? That was meant to be. So I might just cut that. So what are we? 7 inches long. So I might just cut that to 6 3/4. There we are. And glue that onto the back just there so I can write on it and I won't have to ruin my beautiful, my decorations on the front. So when I do actually get the full golf bundle from the next catalogue, I think I might do some more of these and actually decorate them in the full golf theme. So everyone watch out for that. It will be one of my purchases from the next catalogue, the mini catalogue, when it's released early in the new year. Cool. All right. So I can, as I say, I can basically write to Dad on the back there from me and the boys and my husband. Okay, so that is all I wanted to show for you today. As I say, all those scores and measurements I will pop in the comments once I've worked them out. That was day 6, so I'm really proud of myself. I didn't think I'd get this far when I made the challenge to myself. I may cheat a little bit tomorrow night because tomorrow's my son's 25th birthday. And so I don't really want to be disappearing into the craft room in the middle of tea. So I might share with you tomorrow night, share a video from my online card class, my monthly online card class. So I have a VIP page where I put all the tutorials for my classes. So I'll pick a good one from that and I'll share it about this time tomorrow night to my Stampin' Up page. So if I look like I'm ignoring you all, I'm not. Actually, it's just a pre-recorded video. Yeah, so basically that's all I wanted to show you tonight. Anyone who, as I said, if you don't have an active demonstrator and you'd like to know some more about Stampin' Up and the new calendar and our very exciting time of year coming up, which is Celebration, just drop me a call, drop me a line, send me a message. And I'm happy to give you a call and chat about all the great benefits you get by buying and joining Stampin' Up during the next few months. Anyway, thanks guys, everyone who's stuck with me over the past 6. We're nearly we are halfway, and we've only got 6 to go. So bear with me, we'll get there. So have a great night, and I will see you all over the next couple of days. Okay, bye.